Hi there, I'm reporter Taylor Kieswetter, and today I have a special report. I will be recovering India in current times. India has been struggling with the following global issues for decades, but in the past 12 months, these issues may be areas where India is thriving. Today, we will dig deeper into these topics to find the truth. Population growth. In 2023, India surpassed China as the country with the highest population in the world at 1.4 billion. Leaving the world wondering why this will be, as NPR states, a success or a burden. Currently, India's population has stayed roughly the same in the past few decades, at 1.4 billion. India's leaders looked towards the future and realized that a larger, younger population could be the key to economic stability, which is why they've invested money into education and jobs to give opportunities to the next generation. Poverty. Many people would be surprised to hear that India's poverty rate is below 1%, and that can be attributed to how the poverty was a major issue in the late 1900s. In 1977, India's poverty rate was 63%, a large change from the current times. This was due to the reforms in 1991, focusing on taking the pressure off entrepreneurs and encouraging economic growth. Conflicts. In Pakistan, in the past, Pakistani military has not been popular with the people. Streets once filled with protesters now are civil and clean. Why? Because a common enemy was found, India. According to the CSM, this was a calculated attempt to unify the country. By starting conflict with India, it can be expected that more fights will break out. India, for the USA, has been tightly locked in a trade war, especially with oil. India, once a big consumer of US oil, switched to buying its Russia oil, something that US sees as a threat. Because of this, 50% tariffs have been set with no sign of either side backing down. Migration. The United States is facing a migration problem that is not only from South America and Mexico, but from India as well. Since 2022, there are almost 700,000 undocumented Indians in the United States. India's administration does not support this, however, and is working for easiest access for those to migrate legally. This subject could be a topic where the United States and India could agree, strengthening their relationship and starting a point to end this trade war. Scarcity. Water. In the northern Himalayas of India, where the majority of country's drinking water resides, there are roughly 3 million freshwater springs recorded in 2023. Almost half these springs have dried up. With this major issue facing India, a solution arose. In the past, rainfall used to come with light drizzles over long periods of time, giving the ground to absorb all of the water. But with quick rainstorms that are happening now, springs cannot be refilled. In what's known as spring recharging, people would plant trees, make artificial ponds, and move large boulders in an attempt to stop water runoff and recharge the springs. With this solution, water scarcity will not be an issue in northern India anymore. Increased needs and consumption. With energy, India is currently the world's third largest energy consumer. With increased population, energy supply will need to be increased. With social care, to meet growing population of India, the government has worked hard to build schools, colleges, and increase the social payments to the lower classes to boost the economy. For water scarcity is still a major issue, with lots of pollution and little access to pure water in rural areas and some urban areas. Water treatment will need to be increased. Environmental degradation. Air pollution. With increased consumption and population, the amount of pollution from cars, factories, and houses has increased. India currently has 63 out of the 100 cities in the worst air. Next, we have environmental degradation, the biggest problem being air pollution. With increased consumption and population, the amount of pollution from cars, factories, and houses has increased. India currently accounts for 63 of the 100 cities in the world with the worst air pollution. In order to cut back on this pollution, the government will need to work hard to set laws to limit the emissions made by companies and individuals. Conclusion. Although India has come a long way from where they were in the past, there's still much work to be done. The future is promising, with all that the government has done to improve India as a whole.